Hello, rockers and Mercuryans. It's Rock Mercury here, and welcome to the Rock Mercury podcast. I'm having some dinner tonight, and I'm going to chat about a conversation I had with a solar power company for our new house here out here in Texas, Houston, Texas. Um, I want to talk about what I learned in the meeting. Um, just some ideas. I know a lot of people may be talking about solar, but not a lot of people know about the process of solar. And different companies have different processes, but I just want to discuss this particular situation. But let's get to my food first. This is I'm eating in a pan so I can stay hot as I talk with you guys. But this is the pan I warmed it up in. It's left overnight today, so we have some red beans, um, thickened with some garbanzo bean flour my sister made. Um, Got some quinoa and amaranth mixture right here, really good. Some cornbread with some flaxseed in it, flaxseed cornbread. Um, then there's some peas, seasoned peas, and some black eyed peas over here. So it's giving soul food. It's giving soul sister because my sister made it, so it's soul sister. And I'm very excited to eat because I'm hungry. And I went to the gym today and I worked out. I'm actually a little cold right now. Chilly chills. A little chilly. The AC is blasting. Well, you don't hear it because it's done right over here, but that's part of what I want to talk about too, because AC is expensive, and that's why we want to talk about these solar panels on the house that we're considering getting. Anyway, so this is the hot sauce I'm gonna be eating. Can y'all see it? It's like the Melinda's garlic pepper sauce, habanero. I guess I won't be cold after this. But this sauce is so good. Look how fierce she is. She's so fierce. Look at the picture of her. No, she's a baddie. She's about that life. I don't know who Melinda is, but she's that girl. Melinda is that girl. She's gonna burn you up. She's spicy hot, baby. Alright. Let's eat, because I'm just ready to eat. Now, we had a meeting for about an hour-long meeting with the solar power company. One called, I think it's literally called Solar City or Solar Power? I don't know. It was a solar panel company, and I was very intrigued with this conversation. Now, like some of you guys, I made the mistake of clicking on a Instagram ad, and so I've been bombarded with different solar companies for my other house out in Los Angeles. And they were like, "Oh, you should get solar panels, and you can put it over this side of your house or on that side. You could do this, you could do that." And it's like, okay, I get it, okay. But it was overwhelming. So this meeting was not overwhelming the same way. It was actually very beneficial, and I want to talk to you guys about solar panels. I don't make any money from it, but I might going forward in the future. I may be, promoting it because I get some coin if I do it in the future, but not right now. I just want to discuss with you guys what I went through and what I've learned about solar panels being installed on your home. Hit me like a hurricane says, "You are beautiful." Thank you so much. Hit me like a hurricane. That's a very kind statement to start off with. Also, I'm drinking some juice from my sister's company. It's called Vitality Kitchen, but that might change soon. I'm going to keep you guys updated. I don't want to give any news out yet, but there's some new news coming from my sister's company, possibly. So we'll wait for that until she's ready to announce it. I love this juice. It's pineapple, turmeric, I believe. I think there's celery in here. I'm not a big fan of celery, but this juice is really good altogether. So it's a fresh squeezed juice that she made today. Oh yes, and there's carrots in here too. That's a very delicious juice. Not technically alkaline, but very tasty. Let's get into my my food. Let's get to my food. I'm most excited about the cornbread. I love some good cornbread when it's done right, and there's flax seeds in it, so I feel kind of like it's healthy, but you know, it's a vibe. But the quinoa, ooh, yes, I'm talking about. And I never thickened my red beans with garbanzo flour, but my sister made it, and my sister's a master chef. I'm really blessed to be around my sister more often again because she be cooking it out. And she's an amazing person. Like just even if she didn't cook, she's such a joy to be around. But she be cooking, and I gained 15 pounds since I've been back in Texas. 15 pounds that I needed because I was giving too skinny. I was giving to try to make me go to rehab, and I said no. That's what it was giving. I don't even do drugs, but it was just like it was giving very much. No, no, no. You know. Can you keep up? No, can you keep up? That's so good. It's so good. It's just like nothing hits like red beans and rice, but it's like red beans and quinoa and amaranth, which is similar. It's still a grain. I'm gonna put a little bit more hot sauce on here, cause I just love a little hot sauce. Habanero, live my life. I be suffering with hot sauce, y'all. I be putting this one's not too crazy though. Melinda doesn't want to burn you up in a way where you just like can't exist afterwards. Melinda just wants to get your life a little spicy. She wants you to get a little hot, a little spicy. Just give you a little ping, ping, just a touch. Just a touch. That's all she wants to give you. Let her give it to you. You know? Rhino says that carrots are amazing. Carrots are really good. Alright. But they're not like that healthy, I don't know. They're GMO. Whatever. Let me get back to what I was saying. Because these solar panels, they instantly save you money depending on how you structure your deal or how the company structures it with you. If it's financed, I feel like you instantly save money on it because there's a warranty as well. If you're in Texas, your electric bill is so high because of the AC unit that it kind of pays for itself immediately. Now, like as far as your monthly bill. Now, some companies, they don't have any down payments. That's the one we're working with right now. They don't have any down payment. You start paying the monthly. And even that has a deal too. There's a deal to that. Let's see. Rhino says, have you heard of this rapper that died? Are you talking about P&B Rock that died in the Waffle House? Roscoe Waffle House, right down the street from my house in LA, like a mile away. Yes, I've heard of that. And it was tragic. I've met him multiple times. He was a very good guy. I don't know, I'm not friends with him, but because I only have a few friends that I consider friends, but I've been around him, and he's very kind. Nothing to say about him negative. I am traumatized by what happened to him. I did see the video on Twitter, which I wish I never saw, but once I knew it existed, I had to go see it because I needed to know. I needed to know what that looks like in your final moments of life. After fighting for a chain. I'm not saying that if he was wrong for any of it, but it's just like so tragic. Like the crazy part about it too is a lot of times these chains that they're wearing are not even owned by the rappers. They're owned by a company, a jeweler, who uses the rappers to advertise, but they don't pay for the security for the rappers or the artist. So it's a tragedy. All in all, it's tragic, and I love shiny things too. I like jewelry. I don't wear it. You see me, I'm like, I have like a $300, that's nothing now. It's like a $300 bracelet. It's not shiny. It's not like super bright, but I don't really wear it that often because I don't want nobody to even grab that for me. But it's just still like, I just don't. It breaks my heart. Like, it's not like he doesn't. No matter what people say, they're blaming the girlfriend. They're like, oh, the girlfriend posted about it. It's her fault. Like, he posted about it too. He posted about where he was too. Like, people are living their lives very live, um, dropping locations and stuff. But that's like, can we talk about the person who actually killed him? You know, like that seems to be the person that we should be, mad about. Like, I don't know. I just feel bad that the girlfriend's getting so much smoke for this situation when obviously it wasn't her intention to have to set up the father of her child. Like, she wasn't trying to do that. My heart goes out to her. You're just living your life, posting on your stories, social media. Every guru is telling you that you need to post all the time on social media. Of course, sometimes you're going to post your location because that's how the algorithm works. If you post your location, it gets shown more. So then it's just, I don't know. There's a lot to this. Either way, the person who took his life is the issue. Kevin O says, so tragic he died. He seemed so nice, such a nice man. He really was a very nice man. Like, it's very rare to just get genuine people in the rap in the music industry. A lot of egos are in the industry. He's just a kind spirited person. Like, I don't like, his energy was very clear. Like, it didn't feel like a lot of ego or like checking me out and all that. Um, I think was he taller than me or? I feel like we're the same height. He and I think we're the same height. Um, but this very nice person. He wasn't about that life. Like, he wasn't trying to get into any gang altercation. But LA is ran by criminals. I'm sorry to say it. I'm born and raised in LA, but it's ran by criminals. It's out of hand. They've infiltrated the police. It's reckless out there, you guys. It is reckless. It's a Wild Wild West situation. I don't care if you're in Beverly Hills. It's still Wild Wild West out there. So if you're in LA, just be careful, you guys. Like, I don't know what that even means anymore, to be careful. Or maybe just don't go to LA. I don't know. I still love LA, but it's like, the LAPD is so corrupt too. And I'm not about like, oh, defund the police. I'm not about that. I believe the police are amazing people. Some of them, of course, just corrupt people. Like, anywhere could be corrupt. But I know if something goes down, I'm calling the police. Like, are you serious? I'm not about to defund the police when I need them to come to me when I'm getting robbed at gunpoint or something. Are you serious? But that doesn't take away from the fact that the police have been infiltrated by hoodlums, for sure, in that area. Drizzy says, I feel like once a rapper joins a record label, that label owns their whole life. Yeah. Yeah. You guys should be surprised. People always tell me, they're like, oh my gosh. Like, because they know I talked about the fact that I've turned down millions of dollars worth of record deals that record labels are king. Because I do music. I make music. Go to rockmercury.com. Check my music out. My music would be bigger now if I did sign with the record label because they own the relationships with the playlist, with the radio, streaming, all types of like streaming deals they have. I would have a different music career if I did sign with them. But at what cost? At what cost? And I was talking with one of my best friends today, and he's like a really huge artist. Music, he has a huge fan base, but he was just talking about like the benefit of owning all of his stuff, owning all of his music, not having anyone be able to tell you no. You own your situation. You tell your manager what to do. So many of these artists just feel like if they sign these paperwork, then everything else is handled. All they gotta do is just focus on music and they're good. It's never that way. It's never that way. If you're gonna be a corporate artist and take it seriously, you need to have your hand in every single pot of your career. Otherwise, one of those people are gonna screw you over the second they can. Cause there's a whole lot of money in this mother effer. Bobby, there's a whole lot of money in this mother. You know, there's a whole lot of money, and they want your money. And these loans, like, okay, let's say I get offered, which I have been offered millions of dollars of deals. Let's say I get offered $10 million. Like, here's a $10 million deal. That's pretty high. I don't think I got offered that much. I got offered like millions for sure, but I said they offer me that money. They're not giving me that money. That's a loan. And most of that loan, they're going to use on themselves. They're going to have you use, they're going to choose where they get to allocate the funds for your project. And they're going to choose as many places that line their own pockets first. They're only going to approve those. This certain producer that happens to work with them, certain A&R, certain marketing team, certain, like, it all goes back to them. You're just funding, like, they're giving you a loan to fund them, their own operations. It's corporate trickery. And I was like, you guys can keep your millions of dollars. I don't get to touch it. It's not in my bank account. You're basically telling me, hey, we like you. You're so talented. Oh my gosh, we can push you so far. Would you like to do a loan where you owe us $1 million or $10 million or whatever? Sounds great, right? Also, we're going to own you and your likeness. Also, you're going to owe us like 4 or more albums, but if they do well, then you're going to owe us another 4. And, you know, if those do well, then you're going to be in a revolving contract. You know, anyway, just so many contracts. And yeah, you can't put anything else out that we don't approve. But yeah, it's all good. You're going to owe us money. Like, yay. We're going to promote you everywhere. We're going to, basically, it's pimpery. It's basically pimpery. Pimpation. It's pimpation. And I'm not a person that wants to be involved in horology. I do not want to be involved in horology. If anything, I want to be the pimp too. I'm not mad at the pimps. I just want to be one of them too. I'm not interested in being one of the workers. No. Organic Thought says, when I'm in the hood, I don't even use my Amex Gold card at stores. Don't want people to see it. Me either. Organic Thought says, they'll think I got money. I use cash. It's sad. Shoot, cash is scary too sometimes. It's best to just not be in the hood. It's just best to not be in the hood. Ask Nipsey Hussle. I was there when he passed away. I was right down the street. I could have walked there. Devin says, as a celebrity, you need a partner that is street smart. Definitely in the gang life. She to a sense let it happen. No hate though. Love your channel. Thank you, Devin. I hear what you're saying about his girlfriend. I know we're all off track. I know I was going to talk about solar panels today, and I'm still going to talk about it. So stay tuned if you're watching on the podcast. But I want to talk about this now because this is what the comments are saying. She posted her waffles and chicken. I just don't think that she was thinking that was going to happen. And I think part of it, like, it's like that fun life. Like, look at me, I'm with the rapper. Oh, look at me, like, we're having this. And it's that life where you want all the other H words, all the other O's out there to know that you with your man getting waffles and chicken, girl. And I don't know if that's what her intention was, but maybe she just didn't know about that life. Maybe sometimes these rappers and artists, they date people who don't know about the celebrity culture and how jealous people are and how they will literally take your life over some chains. Like, some people don't know about that. I was raised in the industry since I was born. My family has been in the industry since I was born. Before I was born, so I've always known that these streets are real. You know, which is why I love being in Houston, because I'm in a beautiful suburb, living my best life, going to the lake. There's pools. I have a beautiful gym that looks like a mansion. The house here I'm in looks like a mansion. Everything's great. Everything's beautiful. I'm with my family. I'm very happy. Not in the hood. I don't even go visit the hood. I don't drive through the hood. I don't stop for gas in the hood. But that's because I know the hood. Not because I'm afraid of it, because I know how reckless and how they're intentionally feeding the hood different types of sugars and chemicals that make irrational behavior inevitable. So I'm not trying to be a statistic. Before my area got more gentrified in Los Angeles, people were getting shot outside my window. So it's like, I've already seen what ignorance can create. You know, I'm not even trying. That's a whole different story, but it's just my heart goes out to her because she's getting a lot of flack. Even the news is saying that it's her fault. There's nobody talking about the people who killed them because they're like, oh, they can't find them. Where are the cameras at? Why are we at this Roscoe's, one of the most popular restaurants in LA, and there's no cameras? What are we doing? What is this? There's usually cameras everywhere in California. Like, why haven't they caught these people, or at least seen like what car they were in or whatever? I don't know, you guys. Like, it's so disturbing, bro. Having been around P&B Rock, just knowing that area so well because it's right near my house where he died. My other house, not where I'm at now. It's just like he was not a gangster. Like, he was not out there looking for drama or trouble. He's not a gangster. Like, that's not what he did in his life. Like, he wasn't. Like, even if he did some stuff in the past, like, that's not what he's doing these days. Like, he was very chill. He wasn't about any aggression. He was living his best life, making some good money with his music. I don't know how much of it he owned. Oh, he owned a lot of it. He owned his masters. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. That's powerful. He knew what he was doing. And of course, a part of me always goes towards, who did he piss off? Was it really about some post on Instagram? Or was this a hit? I don't know. It's sketchy. Like, all of it's so sketchy. The industry is so dirty and dark that it's hard to know the difference between a hit and a tragedy. All I know is that my heart goes out to P&B Rock and all of his family and his girlfriend. Even if they did find him because of her post, that means they were looking and watching for him. That means there are probably other methods that they were searching for as well if they're looking that hard. I don't think it's just as simple as that. They're like, oh wow, I'm just a criminal. I'm a criminal. Let me go on Instagram. Oh wow, looks like there's a rapper at my local Roscoe's. Let me go rob him and shoot him. Like, no. These criminals, they probably were casing him. If they knew it based on her story, then they probably were searching for opportunity to get him. And so let's not blame her too much. Like, let's not do this blame game. Let's talk about why there aren't any cameras. Let's talk about why he didn't have security on him. Let's talk about allegedly why he didn't give the jewelry away. When somebody comes to rob me, I'm taking my chain. Here you go. Hear that? Here it is. Here my gold teeth. You need my grill? Take my grill out. Here you go. I got some jewelry in my hair. Here you go. Got my belt. You got it. Take it all. Because guess what? If I can afford to have it, I can afford to have insurance. And you best believe I'm going to get that money and more for mental distress after you done robbed me. I'm gonna get my money back. And I ain't about to go buy no more jewelry with it so I can get robbed again. I'm gonna invest that money into a house that you can't steal. You can't rob my whole house. You can't just pick up the house and the foundation. So I'm gonna go buy me some real estate with that money that you just tried to rob me and kill me for. No. But I don't know what happened. I did not see a video of the actual altercation. All I saw was him lying in a pool of his own blood, and that disturbed me to my core. Made me want to cry. I think the only reason I didn't cry was because I went live right after. Right after I saw it, I went live, and I just didn't want to cry on live. But I feel for him. I feel for him, and I just feel for his family. That's all I want to say on that. I don't really have anything else to say, but I think the news is dirty for what they're doing. Because the news is straight out like saying that the police said that they did find them. They did find. Here's the crazy part, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the police on our news stations here in Texas are saying that they know they found his location based on her picture of her waffles and chicken, but yet they don't know who shot him. But yet they don't know who the criminals are. So how could you know the motive without knowing who the people who did it? Maybe they know who he is now. I don't know. I haven't checked lately. But from what the last thing I saw, they were blaming this woman for giving out his location at Roscoe's Waffle House. But then they don't know who the person is. They're looking for more info, more details. So how do you know the motive? Sketchy. Seems very sketchy. It seems very sketchy on the police's part, or like, not just police. It's more of the the news, the media. That's what I'll say, not the police per se. This is so good. Alright, let's get back into this. Organic Thought says, instead of security, they need a trained medic in wound care to stop the leaking until the paramedics come. That would have saved his life. Nobody knew where the shot was even at. They were all afraid to touch him. Nobody closed the wound and applied pressure to stop the bleeding. He just kept bleeding out. It's just so tragic. He did not deserve that. Kevin O says LAPD is notorious for being corrupt. Such a beautiful city and such a shame. It's such a shame, yes. The whole city's corrupt. Look at the streets. The streets have potholes everywhere. The crime is insane. The city doesn't even make sense. It's not even a cohesive city. It's like a web, a spider web. But honestly, it's not a spider web because the spider web is organized. LA is not organized. LA is a literal hoshmosh of randomness. Hoshposh. Whatever. It's random. So I don't know. I don't know if you can fix that because it's like already stabilized. Like it is what it is at this point. Like how do you fix the design of a city when it's already done? Christian said, do you eat plant-based? Yeah, I mainly do. I eat plant-based. Devin says, with all due respect to you, F the police. Ooh. I mean, we all have our different experiences. And I understand what you mean. There are corrupt police officers, but you gotta remember, a lot of police officers went into the force to be able to protect and serve. And they are just people just like us. They're humans, civilians, just trying to protect our community. And if things go down, and you're in a situation where all you can call is one number, Devin, I bet that number is going to be 911. If you're in a real situation and like literally have nothing, like there's nothing else like you're just in a dire situation, you're going to call 911. That's the only people who could even help you at that point. So, I get the whole F the police, but it's going to be hard to F them when you need them. It's Cam says, smiling face, let's see. Devin says, no disrespect, I'd be a corporate artist any day. You'd think you would do that, but I'm telling you that I don't care if they give you $5 million. You're not gonna get to choose where that money goes. So why are you signing the contract? Just to be famous? Like, you can't keep the money. Even the money you get after you're famous, they own it. It goes through them. Now you're paying this debt. You become a slave to these people. For what? For some marketing that you could have done on your own? You can go on Upwork and hire yourself an assistant. A marketing assistant. Like, why give up your rights, your ownership, over something that an assistant can do? They're tricking you. Stay woke. Christian says they trying to get you to sell your soul. I mean, everybody's for sale. Everybody has a price. And if I knew better, if I didn't know better, I thought that money was going to be available for me, then I probably would have signed those contracts. Because that would have been my price. Some people have offered my price. Some of these labels have said, we'll give you enough money to never have to worry about a lot of things. But I knew that it wasn't my money. They literally just pay themselves with that money. But you have to pay. You have to pay it back with all your work. You're working your behind off at that point. Just to try to pay back a loan for something you didn't even get to prove of. Scam. Devin says, Christian, sell my soul in a heartbeat. Ooh. If you're gonna sell your soul, you have that much disregard for your soul, at least sell it for actual something real and tangible. Like, these record deals are not real money. It's just not real. It's not liquid. It's not liquid money. Christian says they are part of the Illuminati. The fact that the Illuminati is so popular as a word that people use is proof that there's no power in the Illuminati. The Illuminati is not even the main secret society people think it is. It's a decoy. It's a decoy society. There's another society that I'm not going to talk about on here because I'm not trying to get assassinated. But that's not the main society at all. Christian says, don't be surprised if this live gets taken down. I hope not. Christian says exactly. Living Water says it's a form of selling your soul, so to speak. Yeah, I guess. Christian Bow says, I be doing spiritual practices. I post about it on here. Okay, I'm curious. I may look at it. Make sure to comment on one of my posts so that I can remember your page afterwards after I get off of here. Green Honey says, they say he posted his whereabouts first before she did. Exactly. They said that he posted from behind Roscoe's when they were parking. And so technically, he shared where he's at. But again, how do we know that that is a factor within the criminals finding him if they're saying they don't even know who the criminals are? Don't you have to interview these people to know how they found him? Well, they're still looking for tips. They're over here saying, any pawn shops that find this kind of jewelry, notify us. Sounds to me that they don't know who in the world did this. Or they're pretending to not know who did it. But somehow they know the motivation of the person who robbed him. That doesn't make any sense. You don't know who did it, but they know the motivation. Sounds like corruption. Christian Bow says, there was a bird kept screaming earlier. I said, something is coming, and it stopped right after. Wow. Green Honey says, it's about ego and status. They lose respect if taken. Christian Bow says, God is coming soon, very soon. Hilarious. Christian Bow says, hey, talk about bad stuff. The news, because they want us to be in fear. Yes, they do. That's true. Lucid Lady 7 says, what do you think of Kim and Pete now? I've heard a rumor that they were seen together again or something. I hope that's not true. Kim, if you're watching this, by some chance, I'm not gonna post you. I'm not gonna write your name in this video, but I know she's watched my videos in the past, but not this one, possibly. I don't know. But Kim's career is falling apart. Kim is being exposed for all the shady stuff she's done to Ray J, to Kanye, to everyone. The lies she's told the public. But it's weird because she's not really getting canceled for any of it. It's like they're immune to cancellation. It's been proven that she tried to set up a black man as the villain in a storyline that launched her entire career. It's not right. She made it seem as if he released those tapes. He never did any of that. They just lied and pretended as if they weren't a part of the millions and millions of dollars. That is the most lucrative adult film that ever existed. And there's money in adult films. So, for Kim to pretend as if she didn't want it out there while making tons of money off of it and throwing Ray J under the bus, it's sketchy. It's shady. And I know Kim. I've been around her many times. I've been around her home, her kids. I don't like the situation. I'm very disturbed by it. I know she's a very nice person. I used to say I loved Kim back in the day because she's so beautiful and she's like really kind to work with. But this is sketchy. I can't stand by this. This is like really dark. Ray J didn't deserve this. Like, and the fact that people are looking at Ray J as if he's crazy. Oh, crazy Ray J over here just saying everything. Oh, wow, Ray J. Part of that is because Ray J went on reality TV, which is weird because so does Kim. She has a whole reality TV show, but because Ray J goes on, we think it's ghetto and we can't trust his word now. And because he's cheated and stuff. I mean, I can't stand a cheater. But even then, it doesn't change the fact that he's telling the truth, I believe. I believe that Kris Jenner orchestrated that tape. I believe that. Kris Jenner is a businesswoman at her core. And she knows that this industry has been dirty since day one. She was never confused by any of this. She's been in it her whole life. She's fought for fame her whole life. She's not confused. This isn't new to her. She went to every one of the OJ trials because that was her friend back then. Who had been murdered. So she went every day speaking to the press. Dressed to the T. If your best friend passes away, are you really just going to go to the courthouse every day and speak to the press? All cheerfully? I don't know. It's sketchy. It's different if you're like... And she wasn't even a legal person. She just wanted the publicity. That's all she cared about. So, the Kardashians are very, very, very smart. And they pretend as if they're just like you in order to manipulate you further into their hole of keeping up with the Kardashians. It's frustrating. Like, the first time I worked with Kim, the very first time, I've worked with her many times, but the very first time, I was really embarrassed. I didn't even want to tell my agent that I was there. Because she wasn't... At that point, she wasn't with Kanye. And so she was really corny. Kanye brought her street credit. Kim was like... so cringe before Kanye. Before Kanye walked in there and threw everything away. He said no to all of this. Threw it all away and said, let's start over. And he started over and she did great. Now, Kanye isn't better for Kim. Their relationship was very toxic. So toxic. In my opinion, as someone who loved Kanye in the past, and Kanye knows who I am, he knows my music, he knows, we know each other. That's a whole different story, but we do. Kanye needs to be single for like ever. He needs to be a single person. He's not at a space of peace enough with who he is as a person, his closeted situation, or pansexual. He's more pansexual than he's like closeted. But anyway, he's not open enough to have a peaceful relationship with anyone. He's still struggling. He still has to process the untimely passing of his mother unnecessarily. That's just one thing, though. That's a huge thing. But it's just one part of what he hasn't processed. And it's... I don't know, you guys. I'm just over it. I just feel like no matter how bad they work together, Kanye and Kim is nothing as worse, as terrible as Pete and Kim. Pete and Kim makes me sick to my stomach. Like I almost threw up just now thinking about it. Pete was a planted op to infuriate Kanye enough to have him do something crazy so that they can snatch the kids away from him, get full custody because of his irrational behavior. Kim literally went and found his enemy to date. This man had already publicly humiliated Kanye or tried to attack him on Saturday Night Live. Whoever watches that. So, it's pitiful. Kim Kardashian has become so desperate. And the best thing I've heard was today, where she finally said that she feels like she's looking for love in all the wrong places, probably lying or whatever. And that she thinks she needs to be alone sometime before dating again. That's the first thing I've agreed with when it comes to Kim in a long time. First thing. I'm so full and so sleepy. I don't know if I can eat anymore. I don't know if I can eat any more of this right now. I'm too tired. I'm going to go to sleep. It's 12:06 in the morning. And I have so much work to do tomorrow. But I want to talk about the solar panels before I go to sleep. For anyone who stayed on the whole time. Let's read some comments and then we'll go there. Empress Mika says, "Hey Rock." Hello, Empress. P.L. Lucci Sour says, "They were definitely after him. He said himself on an interview last week." Yep, people were definitely after him. P&B Rock. Kristen Bow says, "Most people care about what they look on the outside. Really care about what they put on the inside." Yeah. Palucci Sours says they were after him. He said it himself. I saw that already. Is that meat pasta? No, it's not. It's lentils and beans and peas. John Torres says cap. Okay. Kevin O says, "Who are we talking about?" Just got in the chat. Who are we talking about? Talk about a lot of things. You have to watch this whole video on the podcast because I kind of forgot what we're talking about. I'm just... It's a lot. Oh, Kim, Kanye, and Pete. But let's end this conversation on the chat about solar panels. Now, what I learned from the people who are offering us solar panels, I'm only going to speak on that. I'm not a solar panel professional. This is what I'm learning for our new house. Our house is a really big house. It takes a lot of energy to cool it down, to heat it, to use all the lights and TVs and all that stuff. It costs about $300 a month, maybe even more. Without solar panels. Now, with solar panels, the actual power bill kind of balances out, like it kind of dissolves into nothing. Because when you have solar panels, not only are you using power for your home, but you're also putting power back into the grid system to use in other people's homes, like back to the electric grid system. So it's like you're winning. If you have a battery, which is $16,000 actually, or somewhere around there. Then, even at nighttime, you have unlimited power, or if a disaster happens, you have backup power. There's no down payment for the plan that we've been told about. No down payment. You start paying a monthly, which means if your bill is usually $300, and the monthly bill is like $160 to $180, depending on the financing options you get when you sign in or sign up for it. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. So basically, that's already like half the money you would pay for a house this size, and the amount of wattage that we use. So, I personally am all about it. I think I'm gonna start recommending it to people and using a link from my website for you guys to get your solar panel if you guys want it, and I can get paid. Shoot, because if it does work, I'm gonna wait till it works first. If it works, then I want to suggest that. Get my money, get a good chunk of change for suggesting people to this company, but then I get to put that money towards the solar panel cost, which would be around $50,000 to $30,000 to install it. Basically a car, but you own it. Then you're paying this bill monthly, but you're paying it to something you own. Like if you own the solar panels, not something that can fluctuate up and down, which is the bill for your electricity. So, I'm all here for it. I think it's a great option. There are warranties. Sometimes you have to watch it because sometimes what they place on your roof, the solar panels can void out your original roofing warranty. So you gotta watch it before you just go ahead and put them on, you know? Palucci says, I love your vibes. Thank you. Desi says, hey love, hey. I'm so sleepy, y'all. I'm fading. I want to go sleep so bad. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I was going to upload some videos tonight, but not tonight. I'm exhausted. Today has been packed from morning to night. Packed. But I had a great gym session, thankfully. Oh. I also love that this particular company didn't pressure us. I didn't feel pressure to make a decision right then and now. So many sales agents are pressure. You know, like my AT&T agent. I messaged him today because he kept messaging me. He was an in-home representation. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, okay, I found the message. I can read it for you guys. But he was my in-home rep for AT&T, and he tried to help me by my phone, which I would have had it today probably if I stayed through him or through. That's a whole different story. But anyway, I went through hell with AT&T. This company incentivized me not to work with the in-home rep they sent to me. I didn't even ask for this representative. They told me I have to work with. They told me not to work with them, but they sent them to me to my house. He said they can give me a better deal than he can give me. So much better, I'm for you. So much better, I'm for you. You know. And I feel bad for him because he's a nice guy. These people are trying to live their life. They shouldn't have their own company fighting against them, and that's what happened with AT&T. So he's been messaging me, kind of passive aggressively. No, not passive aggressive. Just informing me. It's not aggressive or passive. No, I'm not gonna. He's not doing that. He's informing me that some deal that we talked about is not gonna happen because I'm not going through him anymore. I'm going right directly to the source of corporate. So I'm switching on my Verizon phone for AT&T. So I told him that if I were him, I would quit AT&T because they're doing shady stuff. Shady stuff. I wrote, hey, blank, fill in the blank person. Hey person, if I were you, I would consider quitting AT&T because they are actively against in-home sales representatives and heavily incentivize me to go through them. True, all facts. I got 30% off electric and wireless, and my monthly bill is now $70 less than what I set up with you. $70 less. That means they must have given the option to lower that much. Probably because they're commission based. Well, they have salary, but the commission helps too. So, if you're at the call center in the Philippines, the overhead is lower. They can offer more things. America, it's cost way more. And so he wasn't even able to offer me anything else. So I said, I think it's due to the call center being in the Philippines, where they can pay the workers less and offer deeper discounts to customers, which happened to me. I got a really good discount. Huge. He said, then I said, if I were you, I would find a new company because AT&T is super shady with their sales culture, and you are a good guy who deserves proper support from the company you work for. I believe that. I have already filed a formal complaint with AT&T Corporate regarding the confusing, unfair sales practices and suggesting alternative pay structures that could eliminate inside competition. All I'm asking for is that if I call your company, don't try to attack your own company. That's it. Like, I'm calling you guys. Now you're telling me the person you sent to my door isn't the right one to fit, the right one to help me. But he said he is, and he said that you guys can do what you cats can do what he can do, and he can do what y'all can do. It's all this mess. It's a mess of sales people fighting for commission. Meanwhile, I'm just thankful that my situation has a good deal. I got a good deal with my Wi-Fi. Like, they're over here fighting over commissions, but I'm like, I just want my monthly bill to be reasonable. Which is it's tough to find like transparency and like an easily understood contract. But anyway, I'm really thinking we're gonna have another meeting about the solar panels in about a month. And I'm very curious about them. I think that this is something I would be interested in. It's gonna save you so much money. Once your solar panels are paid off, you're just not paying any utility or any electricity. It eliminates your electricity bill. Crazy. So I want to get it and just pay it off soon. But if I don't even, it's still not that much money. Compared to the bigger picture. So. Well, rock on, Mercuryans. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go to sleep now. I'm gonna shut down everything and just pass out. I'm done. I've had enough attitude. I'm kind of full on this too. Right. I'm full. I'm gonna cover with a paper towel because I'm over it. Alright. Rock on, Mercuryans. Hey, what's up, Desi? Good to see you, Desi. Donnie says, hey, Rock, what's up? Hey, what's poppin'? I'll post this later on. On my podcast, so make sure you check out the podcast, rockmercury.com. Alright, Rockers and Mercuryans, I'm so sleepy. Good night. I hope you have a great night. Hope you consider solar panels. I'll come out with another episode which is just about solar panels. But today I want to eat my dinner. And have a little moment. But alright, Rockers and Mercuryans, rock on. See you soon. Bye.